Well, hello everyone. Welcome to December and welcome to your directives for your personal year number. I hope that November was extraordinary for all of you. And if you are just new to this channel, welcome. And if you like what's going on here, hit that subscribe button so you're up to date on all the releases that I have coming out. As promised, I am doing musical releases as well. I'm a pianist. And so those are coming out actually pretty quickly now. And I've got some Chopin coming out in probably the next week or so. So you guys stay tuned for that, but hit that subscribe button if you like what's going on here. Any comments or questions, just pop them right here. And I am happy to have a healthy discourse about numerology with you. So what is 12 about? Let's just jump right in. This is going to be one long video and it's going to cover all the personal years. All right. Not too long, you guys. You'll begin to start to see a sequence and a pattern with these cycles. And that's going to help you learn about how to utilize numerology. One of the most powerful tools that is sitting inside of this system is these personal year cycles, right? So figure out that personal year and then listen to this video. So 12 is everywhere in our life and we don't really pay that much attention to it. It's in our holy books, it's in our personal lives, it's everywhere. It's on the face of a clock. It is 12, there's 12 inches to a foot. There were 12 disciples. There were 12 Greek gods. There are 12 astrological houses. There are 12 months in a year. And what is this? And it's in holy books. Buddhism, the number 12 signifies, what is that word? Nandanas. Forgive me, you guys, for not saying this correct, but it basically is a cycle of birth, death, and rebirth, and there are 12 holy books that are there. So what does this represent and how does it impact us? What do we do with that number 12? And how do we utilize and work with it? Because this is the country we're dropping into. Do you guys know The Amazing Race? I always think of these cycles like that. Numerology is proactive. It's real time. It's here right now. And each one of us, based on the day, month, and year of our birth, has a gift that we can utilize and we can access so that we show up better in our lives. We show up more like our authentic selves in our lives. And then we live it. We walk it, we talk it, we do it, we live it. And every month, and it's now another country and another country and another country. And it doesn't stop. Oh, and then you're about ready to go into the next tier up in your personal year 12-month marathon run. So the monthly drop into another country is like a sprint run from one end of the country to the other. And here you are with a 12-month marathon run with these mini 12 each month sprint runs. And when you drop into the country, there's a tool that you're given. And this tool that you're given is what I'm telling you about right now, to access and utilize as you move through this month. All right? Does that make sense? Okay, so we're wrapping this personal year cycle, and you're about ready to start the next leg up of your next 12-month marathon run. So what is important about December, because in December we all are celebratory and we're relaxing and we're spending a lot of time with family, and there is generally goodwill for all fellow humankind. that's coursing through music and gatherings and parties, that is connected to a lot of different spiritual uh, um, groups around the world. It's a time of celebration, it's a time of completion, and 12 is about completion. 12 is about growth. 12 also is about reaping what you have sown out there in your life, what you've laid down, how you've laid it down, where you've laid it down, all that stuff. Your intention and your attention, and how you either walked your talk or other. It's a moment where things are returned to you, that which you gave out. All right, so numerology is also, in my world, a daily practice where I pay attention to the personal year that I'm in. I'm very aware of the personal year I'm in, and I'm also very aware of the tool I have in my toolbox. And even though I am walking my talk and I am living as I say I am in my actions, reactions, responses, internally and externally, I still have growth that I'm going through. And I'm in a 5 personal year. I'm paying attention to what's the tool in my toolbox. And honestly, sometimes I think it just lines up so crazily perfectly. It's a little nuts. So I don't want to digress. So let's talk about ones. Here we go. Your tool that you have in your toolbox, one pinners, and wrapping up this year's experience is the number 4. And what that means for you guys is to build solid building that is a structure that can hold and support what is currently moving in your life right now. It seems to be a funny drop-in time for the 1 or any number in December to have this, okay, now we're going to build directive, and don't skip steps, and make sure that it's solid and it's got a good catch so that it can hold and support the next level that you're going to build on top of it, probably 3 years from now in your 4 personal years, what I'm going to say. And so whatever you're going to build right now in this month is a wrapper to the launch that you had in January, okay? And the importance of this, because you're going into a 2 personal year in a blink here, that the stability point there will be locked in again in February, where you're in another 4 frequency, and that's going to be the tool you're going to have in your pocket. So this can look like anything. You guys already know what I'm talking about. It can be sitting in business. It can be sitting in your home life. It can be sitting with you personally, physically, personally. Let's just grab a couple of these. If it's physical, personal, then that would be, what is the stability point for your physical body that needs to be carefully and methodically laid down, right? If it's sitting in your home, what are the pieces there that need to be carefully and methodically and thoughtfully, wisely, intellectually, think it through, laid down? If it's in business, it's the same. It's the same. For frequency, there isn't a lot of rest or sleep, and there really isn't a lot of, it's a little bit of a catch-22 with a 1 personal year, because 1 and 4 together, these are the mental numbers, and they're not really all that interested in deep interpersonal conversation. They're more about structure and building and creating a solid foundation. Because of the 2 frequency of the December 1-2 coupling, you do have this intimacy connection with other people, but it seems to be for 1 pinners one-to-one, rather one-to-many. So it wouldn't be, you guys don't be surprised if like you just don't really want to go do parties this year. Next year, you're really going to want to go do parties. And the next year, you're really going to want to go do parties when you're 2 and you're 3 and you're 5 and you're 6. Yeah, you just, 8s love it, and it's kind of like 1s and 7s and 9s. There's just this pullback a little bit. So don't feel guilty about any of that. Plan for your future. What is coming in February, or what am I saying? What is coming in January of 2025, and then February is the next 4, is that you're beginning to collaborate. You're opening up to collaborating with another person, or a small group of other people, and beginning to interact in a way that is about your individual beautiful expression and another's individual beautiful expression. All right, and there's deep sensitivity and deep connection, one-to-one. When 2 come together, right? There needs to be balance. There needs to be order. There needs to be knowing where you end and another person begins. And I'll be talking a lot with you about that at the end of December. So finish things up, get a nice bow on this. Make sure that what you've got is clear intent and clear action and an action plan, and don't skip steps with what you're building, all right? And if you do this, I think you're really going to be able to relax into the rest of the activity that's going on around you. This one thing is the secret to your success in getting across the finish line, not only through this one country of 12, but to wrap the 8 personal year experience. Okay? All right. 2s. Your frequency is 5. And 5 is all about freedom and having new experiences. That includes people, that includes places, that includes opportunities. It's a lovely, quick frequency that can produce and generate a lot of change. However, there's a catch to it. So if I said to you, here's 5 matches, here's 5 matches that is in your satchel that's going to get you through that finish line. And choose wisely where you drop that match. So you really would have to be thoughtful about yes, I think I should take that offer. I should go on that trip. Trips happen. New people happen all the time in 5 frequencies. I wouldn't put it past your experience, choose, if a new relationship was sitting in this month in some way, shape, or form. The opportunity to move, or the opportunity again for a trip and have experiences. And 2-5 coupling, I love that because it's got some spice and sauce to it, and you want to lean into that because sometimes life gets dull and boring, right? And your 12-month run has been all about interconnecting with other people and finding that sweet spot balance. Notice I was just talking to the 1s about this because they're about ready to go into it too. Finding that sweet spot balance between here's where I end and this is what I'm done now. I need to stop giving, and I need to step back and maintain my own boundary here. Otherwise, I'm going to become agoraphobic, and that's not the whole point of the 2, and that's not the whole point of this video. It's back there somewhere in my archives, guys. So this 5 frequency requires one thing: consciously choosing where you're going to light and then drop that match. That's called discipline. And discipline in any freedom situation is an act of mindfulness. It's an act of being present with self and knowing what is best and right for you. And is this something that you've always dreamed of, that you've dropped into the quantum field? Is this something that is coming to you? And are you in the space where you can receive it with a disciplined approach? Isn't that interesting? The rolling stone of a 5, where you can become highly erratic and codependent and just like, damn the horses, whatever that connection is to. I should look that up. Damn the torpedoes, that's what it is. Is not something that I recommend because it doesn't have a catch to it. And all freedom that we experience in our life is backed by discipline. Genuine freedom is backed by discipline. All right. So have a think about that and lean in with anticipation to this celebration 12-month cycle of getting through with marvelous colors through the 2 personal year, which is not an easy year to get through, by the way. Hopefully your compassion was deepened. I think what I'm going to do is just circle back around and do one video at the end of December for all of you guys for the completion for these personal years before you launch into the next one. That's probably what I need to do. Okay, so 2s, this is the tool in your toolbox. You have 5 matches. Make sure you drop them wisely because they will produce this thing called a new experience in your life that you're having and that you're living. All right? Careful as you go and have a marvelous time. 3s, you're in a 6 frequency. The frequency of the 6, and what's so exciting about that coupling with 3 is the 3 and the 6, they go together. They're 2 of the creative numbers that I would say are the most connected into creating something out of nothing. It is taking energy and it's making it into something, matter. And that energy is connected to inspiration. And that inspiration is connected to individuality. 3 frequency is loaded with the ability to create. Now the trick for the 3 is, how are you creating? Are you creating in a place of bliss and pure joy? Or the other list of the, oh, woe is me, nobody understands me. And it's also connected into the heart chakra, which is just nothing short of you as a spiritual being. And that is just sexy, hot, beautiful. All right. When that comes out of your expression, however that comes out, it inspires others to do the same. And that can be in a positive pipeline, and that can be in a negative pipeline. And I'll just leave it at that. So the 6 frequency for 3 is about community and family, and about being a visionary for community and family. How cool is that? So what you should see is I'm bubbling up with laughter, because as you're supporting your tribe, whatever, the littles, the bigs, the olders, the youngers, all of it, your community, when you can see the bigger vision, and there's just joy bubbling up as people, are inspired by you, and then they're like, oops, make mistakes, I just spilled the milk, or, oh, I'm trying, and I feel you bubbling up with laughter because they're trying and they're making, oops, they had an oopsie doodle. So relaxed in yourself and so filled with joy because you're teaching others to do for themselves while you celebrate their efforts and knowing that it's just spilt milk. That's all that is. It's okay. We can clean it up. Okay, try it again. Right? There is beauty in imperfection. Just exquisite beauty in imperfection. So that is the tool in your toolbox. Continue to inspire others. Continue to teach. and go light and go easy and stay in this giggle, bubble up joy point with mistakes because it's not that big of a deal. And also for you, what I am going to say for if it's anything about your future self living in a future that you have desired for so long, this 6 frequency will drop in the aha light bulb moments. And that's what you're going to carry into your 4 personal year and start to build. So pay attention to that. Usually signs and messages will either come directly right down from source or into our thoughts and our dream state, or it'll come from your community at large. All right. So stay tuned in that space. All right. So let's move to 4s. 4s, you're in a 7. All right. 4. Yeah, I bet you're tired. It's been a building year for you, and I have talked to a number of you, and I'm very, very proud of what you've done and how you have systematically gone at, consciously creating the catch point, the second floor for your future, right? What I was saying to the ones, what they got to build that floor nice and stable. So with the 7 frequency, this really is about mysticism and falling into your heart chakra, letting yourself feel, open up your heart chakra, open up to the connection to the divine, whatever that is for you, the source of all creation, and rip that heart chakra open, get it open, because in the mystic frequency, what mysticism is, knowing the unknown and having the answers, to everything, and connecting to source, and popping through space and time, and it's having all those answers. And usually in that frequency where you're sitting and you're ripping open your heart, and all you're experiencing is love for your fellow human, is deep, incredible, heartfelt wisdom. And that is the goal for the 7, is to get it up and out of your vocal folds. Speak it, speak the wisdom of your heart. So in 7 frequency, it's not one that tends to want to be sitting in the middle of, a party, or sitting in the middle of anything, actually, where there's a lot of movement and there's a lot of activity and there's a lot of everything, right? It's very deep and it's incredibly internal. So what I would say to you guys, this tool in your toolbox is meditate. Get yourself quiet. Try your best to connect into your heart chakra and lean into what it feels like to experience love. And if there's anything that's just, banging up against that, like blame, shame, guilt, all that stuff I teach all the time. I blame you for, you blame me for, I shame you for, you shame me for. And there's all this justification, for all that stuff. You just, pound through that. Get your fannies going and don't give up, and just crack that heart chakra open, okay? And I think you'll be able to kind of navigate around because of the 12 energy. 12, to me, it's like a big party all by itself in the first place. 12 is. Because yeah, hey, isn't this great? We're done. Oh God, it's like wrapping a project for the last 12 months. And it has been a project for the last 12 months of your life, with what you've been bogeying through with your life path in your personal year. So you'll be jovial and you'll be able to connect up with people. It's just when you're ready to go, just say you gotta go. And all the partners out there with you're in relationship, if you need to go sleep in the other room, go sleep in the other room. And, and so your partner, just explain to them, don't take that personally, because the mystic does kind of need to be alone to go through this process of going internal. Feel what's going on right here, right there. Whoa, right? What's going on right there? How much love do you have for yourself? And how much love do you have for everything that ever was and ever will be? It's just a lot of that stuff. Can you go in? And as always, you guys, you know that there is the opposite manifestation of these numbers that I'm telling you about. And 12 again will bring to you what you've put out there in the field. And so I'm excited for you. I just got out of a 7 November, and it was fantastic. And I spent a lot of time in meditation. I was at a Dr. Joe Dispenza week-long retreat, and I just kind of chuckled because I didn't plan it, that way. And I also didn't plan it to be at the 1111 portal. It just was a window where I could go. That's where, even if we don't follow numerology, we consciously do it. It seems to kind of like roll in that way anyways. So I had a wonderful opportunity to drop into my mystic, and it was fantastic. I live there anyways all the time. Okay, so good. Let's go to 5s. 5s, you're moving into an 8 frequency. And so what that means for you, lovelies, is the abundance and the prosperity. There's opportunities that are coming your way. And what do I always tell you is to be present, to walk your talk, to talk your walk, to be proactive with how you're thinking about anything and how you're feeling about anything, right? What are you saying? What are you doing? Why are you saying it? Why are you doing it? Be present right here and lean in so that when the opportunities come, you know exactly if it's a yes or if it's a no for you. You know exactly if this is something that's lining up with your future, which starts right now. It starts right now. And the celebration of all the things that you have gone through, I'm going to have to make another video in December. I actually love the wrapping chats that we've had. Well, a lot of you have been with me for 15 years now, right? Doing this. So I love those wrapping conversations about the year itself. I know for the 5 personal year, what you've done is nothing short of epic. And there's been a lot of change for you in your life. So with all the effort that you've put in this receiving back, in this completion cycle, be very, very clear about what you desire for, again, what is numerology talks about the basic things that we have in our lives, right? And it also addresses us as spiritual beings having this thing called a human experience. But for the practicalities that are here, a new career opportunity, a new trajectory for your future inside of career that you have an offer that very easily could start in December, which is not uncommon. It'll begin in December and then move into your 6th personal year, which is right around the corner, right? And have a start date in let me think about this, 6, hold. Have a start date that's either going to be, I would probably say in February. So, but you have the beginning movement there, which is great. 8 frequency also is connected to other like-minded individuals who you come together as a collective, and you build something together as a collective that is based in humanitarian purposes. It's also in business purposes, but there's a collective opportunity to come together. Because fire, 5, matches consciously choosing where you drop these matches is present, that means that there is a frequency behind you that is going to buoy this movement of collective, like-minded unity coming together to build something. So enjoy yourself. The number combination of 1258 is just fantastic. I'm excited about it because I'm moving into it. And I know that parts of this year have really challenged me. This is where I'm grateful for numerology, because I know what I'm going through and what to lean into to help me as another tool, right? Okay. So guys, all right, that's it for you. 6 you're going into a 9 frequency. What I would tell you, outside of having a marvelous time going out there and celebrating and having great gatherings with your beloveds, and because 6, you guys, you're all about community. This is what this year is about. And if you're a 6 life path, I will want to come to your house for for your gathering, because it just fantastic. You know, that energy is just so filled with love and fun and play and appreciation for everybody. So with this 9 frequency, have a really good hard look at the stuff that needs to go away. What needs to trim that tree this month? And there is also, have a double check, because you are going into a 7 personal year. I just talked about the mystic. Have a double check with, are you walking your talk and talking your walk? Are you in alignment with your own principles of what you say to be true? Yeah? Are you taking accountability for who you are and how you're showing up in the world? And is there more of you? Because there's always more of us to uncover and discover. And so you're starting this process of, you can see me move a little bit, right? You're starting this process of transition in preparation for the 7 frequency moving into your house and being there for 12 months. And the beautiful experience of learning more and more about how you are definitely a spiritual being in this bag of bones body, having a human experience. And what are you putting in? What are you putting into the field, right? So while you're celebrating and gathering your people around, there is this deep knowingness and desire and pull of releasing things that just no longer serve you. And that could be emotion, that could be habits and behaviors, that could be something inside of your business that it's just time to let it go. It covers anything and everything, all right? To boxing things up and giving things away, which is also a beautiful byproduct of the 9 energy, okay? All right, so that's your tool in your satchel to get to the end of the country and to wrap your 6th personal year. Oh, my beautiful 7s, my mystics, my mystic journeyers out there. The number that you have, ready, drum roll, oh, finally, is a 1, because you're prepping for your 8 personal year. And so what you are, I can feel what you guys are doing. You're in a 12 frequency. You've worked through a lot of your stuff, and you know more than you did before you came into this year. What you're ready to drop down is in December. Again, it's an odd placement, is something brand spanking new. And it's a new way of doing business. It's a new idea. That's a new leg on your business. It's a new something, a new way of being, a new way of speaking, a new way of moving in your body. Because the 8 frequency is all about abundance, success, and prosperity, which is the entire year that we've just moved through. And those 3 words are not solely equated to the dollar, to currency. It's to people, and it's to humanity as a whole. The abundance and success and prosperity of your heart and generosity of spirit. It's all that stuff. And going through a 7 personal year, you're primed for it. You're primed to bring it down so it's boots on the ground, so that you can cover not only business, but you also can cover your great humanitarian, all right, and philanthropy. So whatever this idea is, one requires that you take this singular idea that's connected to you, and you take that energy and you make it into something. You give it matter. You give it the juice to be a reality. What does that look like? A patent? A patent would require that you would go through the steps and put in the time to make sure that it's got that patent, so that you can start to work on it, right? And you can start to put in the time. So all one energy is about self-confidence, that you absolutely know your self-value, and you're absolutely in love with this aspect of yourself. You're just so in love with yourself, as you should be, and your creativity and your genius, as you should be, and you're just going to go for it, even if other people don't understand it, because you have a vision you see. All right? So this is the dropping in point for you. So that requires get up and do it. And do not miss a day. Get up and do it, all right? And don't miss a day. And write. For any one frequency, I write my ideas down. It's really important. And then do. And don't let anybody talk you out of it. This is what's going to get you across the finish line and wrap your 7 personal year before you go into your 8 here in a minute. And do try to enjoy some parties, would you? Go play and have some fun with your people. Please do. Okay, 8 frequencies. You're going into a 2 frequency. Now, this is a nice coupling for you. The 8, 12, 2. It's a nice coupling. There's a lot of celebration of humanity as a whole, and the incredible love for individuals in your life. You just love them so much, and you want to have these deep conversations with them. You want to, it's like in an 8 frequency and a 12 in December, I've noted so many people that I've worked with, my clients that I've worked with, my students that I've worked with, they are absolutely in love with people. And they want to, and they share their stories of, I went to this party, I haven't seen that person in 10 years, and I just couldn't, I just hugged them so hard, and all I wanted to hear about is, how have they been? Whereas the month before, not so much. And going into next month, not so much. These numbers, they have an impact on us. I was gonna say, there's a lot of making love in December, and there's a lot of deepening of friendship in December, and there's intimacy. It is so beautiful what happens with 2 people that come together, that genuinely say, I see you and I'm listening to you, right? So there's a relaxing around the 8 frequency where it's not so intense, and there's a ton of giving. What I want you to think about is, in this ooey gooey gushy this, do maintain your personal boundary that knows when you've overgiven and you've overextended your listening ear. Because the need for you to maintain your executive capabilities and decision-making acumen as you finish up this 8 year is required. Practically, what I would say is keep enough energy for yourself every day so that you can continue to do what you're doing. And what it is that you've created this year, which really is from this last 8-year build, is going to continue into next year in your 9 personal year and flourish and continue to grow and morph in your next 1 personal year in 2026. Yeah. So well, I want you to enjoy the connection with friends and family and new relationship discoveries. Know when it's time for you to shift and pivot back. And it's okay to say no. It's okay to say no. I just don't have the time right now, but we can schedule that later. Make sure that you just have that personal boundary, because it's psychic and it's psychic connection, but it's also this physiological connection that is stemming from the heart. All right. Okay. So you guys, yeah, good luck with that and have fun with that. 9s, my cutie pies. That I'm a 9 life path. I know I say this every single time. 9 frequency, you're in a 3 energy. What is delightful about that? Because you're prepping for your 1, right? 3 is about the do you remember, if you guys have hung with me this entire time, 3 energy is about your connection to your own unique inspiration that is deeply tied to you as a spiritual being who has rockets of desire and rockets of creativity that are just coursing through your system. And it's individualized. And it's fantastic, and it's nothing short of creativity on steroids. It's filled with juicy stimulation of passion. And when you get around somebody, let's say that's a 3 life path that has got that locked and loaded, it is inspiring because it's honest. It's authentic. There is nothing but truth being spoken. It is so cool. That's what you've got. This is the tool in your toolbox. Now, as you've moved through the 9 frequency, which is trim the tree, trim the tree, trim the tree, yeah? It is the number of the selfless humanitarian. It's also break down those belief systems, and would you that just don't hold any juice, that aren't correct, because it is supportive of separation, not inclusion. And and 2 for you, how have I talked my walk and walked my talk? Am I authentic to myself? All that stuff, yeah. 2 boxes and giving things away in perpetuity, just cleaning everything up. So the 9 frequency, wow, and I have to, wow, there's an expansion going on. If it's in your business, if it's in your aspiration of what how you're living your life, there still is that expansion and that stability point that you've created to support your life. Now what we're doing, all you guys, the satchel that you have is, what's the creative spark that you want to drop down in January? Get ready for it now. What is it that you want to create that's brand spanking new, that is solely your idea, your inspiration, that you feel like you've got enough passion around it that you're willing to put in the time and the effort that it's going to take to pull it off? That looks like a daily commitment. It looks like mind commitment, disciplined commitment, doing commitment. What is it going to take? Getting out there and picking up the phone, making calls or setting up meetings with the people that you need to talk to, that you need as a part of this, making something out of absolutely nothing, because it doesn't exist yet. But it will exist because you're going to build it. And it is something that is going to be a part of your future for the next 9 years. So what are you going to drop in? That's why I think for the 9s, when I go, I love the fact that when this happens for the 9s in December, You've got the support of the month itself, which is celebratory. It's filled with love. There's kindness. People are kinder in this month. I wish they were like this all the time. For the most part, people look into one another's eyes and they say hello, and they're genuinely present and there, and they mean it, and they're listening. They're listening more for the most part. They're present with you. They're celebrating this idea that we are spiritual beings having a human experience, more so than the other months of the year. It's a reminder. It's a reminder of life and death and rebirth, right? Okay, so you've got the support of the energy. Use it. What is something that you would just blows your skirt up, and that you're willing to really think about it? I'm willing to put in the time and the effort and the money and commit. I'm willing to do that. That's what your tool in your satchel is you run through this country of 12 is. Note that all 9 pins have a different tool in their satchel. We're all running through, the whole entire planet is running through this frequency. And all of us have a different tool. That's what makes us all unique, right? And we're all going to do it in a way that is uniquely tied to our life path and what is the best and right possible outcome for us inside of all of it. Okay? Yes? Okay, touchdown done. You guys, I love you. And I am here if you need me. Again, hit that subscribe button if you're enjoying these videos. And I will catch you sometime, probably right after the holidays, maybe the last week or so of December, and we'll just have a pin party, a personal year party. Pin, I call them pins, right? And then I'll also have your videos up for your brand new spanking pin experience in January. Much love, everyone, and I will be talking to you soon. Get comments and chats. You know, I always love to hear from all of you. Kisses, kisses. Enjoy this beautiful December wrap. All right, you guys. Ciao.